Unbelievable. I'm just so proud of the effort of the girls. We came into the game underdogs. All the talks about Cass. And I just kept feeding them the same message last couple of weeks is, you got 80 minutes to go out there finals. You don't get a second chance at it. So we talked a lot about sacrifice, and I think the girls did that exactly. They went out there and they sacrificed themselves for the cause, for one another. They played selfless today, which resulted in a great victory.
Have you had a better defensive effort while you've been in charge?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you had a better defensive effort in the 2 years you've been in charge?
You know what? The one thing we talk about is just the desire to keep turning up for one another. I think today coming into to this game worked perfectly for us. We adjusted how we're going to play just a minor bit yesterday. Obviously, knowing it was raining makes the field a little bit more skinnier when the ball's as slippery as it was. So we adjusted a bit. The girls all bought in, and they just kept turning up. Set after set in defence, some of those efforts to bundle them over the touch when they're looking like dead set certain to score tries in the corner, it's just outstanding. You can't really coach that. You need girls to just have a genuine buy-in and that desire to keep turning up, and that's how big plays like that come.
Courtney, there was a lot of belief in the team. Obviously, when Castleford scored fairly early on to go in front, you replied instantly. That was an important moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think momentum's a funny thing in this game, so we didn't want to give them too much of it, and particularly early on in the game. So the girls' reaction was fantastic. I knew there was always going to be something on out there with Fran Goldthorpe, so kicking to her is always quite nice to kick it and sit back and watch what happens. So it was nice to reply, and then from there, it was a bit of a tug of war, really, wasn't it, at times? But yeah, just really proud of the girls to hold on, particularly through that last 15 minutes, I suppose, when we snuck our noses back in front to grind out the game. Nothing but pure heart in that last sort of 15-20 minutes. Yeah.
Last year I felt like we were probably the better team until the last 10 minutes, but today I thought that Leeds were the better team right from the start. I thought defensively they were absolutely outstanding, and we just couldn't break them down. Everything that we've been doing in training, they just went away from, and I think that was just due to Leeds' tough grafting D. So yeah, I can't be too disappointed really that they were deserved winners.
It wasn't a great deal in it, was there, throughout the game?
No, it was pretty nervy, and I just think that we just went out and went away from everything that we've done all season. Whether they thought it might be a little bit easier than it was, I don't know, but a few individuals probably didn't show up today, which is disappointing, and their big game players really did show up for them, so credit to them.
Was it, obviously you've had some big wins this season, do you think that was a factor when it was a tough game?
Yeah, I think the past 4 games we've won pretty convincingly, and then going into a real tough game like this on a big stage, you do kind of want to have more match fitness. Leeds probably had a better draw in terms of playing Saints twice, so it were 2 tough games, 2 high pressure games. So maybe in that sense they had better game management, but no complaints. On the day they were better.
The semi-final especially, when we played Saints, I think that was a good feeler for us, a good sort of more or less you got to sometimes get yourselves in those sort of situations and to know how to go win the game, and we got a good chance to go do that in the semi-final. I wouldn't like to win like that. They're brilliant because the range of emotions, and you really feel like you've won a game. But I think the hair count at the top of my head says otherwise. But I think going forward, you do need that. You need that those sort of games to get that sort of character throughout the squad, so they understand how to go win games in tough situations. And I think that definitely has helped. In today's performance, because it was back and forth the whole game basically, and they could have very well won it. They've got enough class players in that team to go win it in that last 10 minutes. But we've been in that situation. We're experienced now a number of times, and we went out there and we just kept turning up, kept believing.
There were only 3 penalties in the entire game. Do you think that helps with the spectacle?
Yeah, I did. I think I shouted for a penalty more times than the crowd. But No, yeah, it did, and you know, it got to like the last 10 minutes, and I looked at the score, and I was looking at the spectators, and I just thought, take my cast hat off. This is fantastic for Women's Rugby League, and you know, there were people wearing Warrington fans cheering, and you know, that's what it's all about, and that's the whole point of playing it today, is to promote the game. And if we were part of that, then I'm happy for it. No, you know, I thought the ref was really fair today. It was a really slow rub, but it was slow for both sides. Probably a few contentious things on either side, but no complaints with any decision.
As soon as I saw Danny Anderson with the ball in her hand, she is incredible. For the size of the girl playing up front, she always finds a way to just, you know, bust through that tackle, free a little arm. And as soon as I saw her go, I saw, you know, my eyes lit up and I thought, go with her. And to be honest, she just timed that, you know, offload perfectly to me. My job was easy, you know, run a couple metres and slide across the wet grass, which is always fun. So, yeah, look, Danielle Anderson scored that try. I just finished him off.
Adam, 2 seasons now, back-to-back Challenge Cup wins. Both occasions the captain scored the crucial try. You've got to take all the credit for that, sure.
You know, with these finals, I said it before, it's not about the elaborate big plays. It's not about the shifts. It's about that willingness to keep turning up for one another. You'll get opportunities in these big games. It's whether you capitalise on them or not. You know, I think the try Courtney scored from Danielle Anderson, that wasn't nothing we'd practiced all week. That was just pure heart to run through the opposition, and then the desire to turn up for your teammate. You coach all these little things, but you need the girls to believe in it and keep turning up for one another like they did, and those moments are grand final moments and what make games such as that.
Would you like to see more of these curtain-raising games, Lindsay, in the future?
Yeah, I would. I think it introduces the game to more people. You know, when it's just a standalone game, you just get women's fans and that's it. But to be able to, you know, for the rest of the rugby league community to see what women's rugby league's all about, it's important that we showcase it on a wider stage, yeah.
A lot was made in the build-up to the game about Holly Dodd winning after her 16th birthday. It was tough for her out there, but she certainly showed glimpses of.
She definitely did, yeah. You know, we threw her in on the wing, and she's not a winger. She's a second row. She likes to play in the middle, but we were not. You know, she's only trained with us for a few months, and she hasn't played any games. Wing was probably a good place for her to start, and you know, Leeds identified that, kicked to her quite a few times, got a little bit of joy, but I think she held her own, and you know, I was really impressed with her today. I thought she didn't particularly let the pressure get to her, and yeah, I thought, to be fair, I thought she was probably one of our better players today.
There's been a lot of media build up to the game this year, probably more than we've been used to in the past. Was that difficult to deal with going into the game with people wanting interviews with players? And
yeah, for me, like, it's turned into the past 3 weeks, it's been like a full-time job doing this, and obviously I'm voluntary, so it has been pretty overwhelming. There's been quite a lot of controversy around the club, which I've had to deal with personally, and it hasn't been particularly nice, a lot of it. It has been quite stressful. In terms of how we played, it had no effect on how we played. You know, I've kept the players out of it. We've trained hard. You know, after we won the semi-final, we put a plan in place. No stone unturned. We'll do absolutely everything possible to win this game today, and it hasn't come off. So we couldn't have done any more.
And where do you go from here? Kind of bouncing back and forward.
Yeah, well, we've got Bradford next week, so we'll have another tough week in training. We've got 2 big games at the Jungle, Bradford and Wigan, and then we've got Leeds at Headingley. So I think we'll forget about this pretty quickly and start looking towards the end of the season.
I'm loving sort of sitting back. I suppose I'm not sitting back, I'm part of it. But watching the game grow over here, and hopefully that transition is through to professionalism. It's a really exciting period, and particularly given you guys are going to host. I say you guys, I'm over here now, isn't it? We in England are going to host the World Cup in, you know, the very near future. So, you know, moments like today and hosting World Cups are only going to do wonderful things for the women's game. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it, and particularly with a club like the Leeds Rhinos. You know, they're a global brand in the rugby league world, in the sporting world. And I couldn't think of a better club to be a part of this women's rugby league journey with.
Well, the men have a vacancy for a coach. Your outstanding record, are you going to stick your CV in?
Still enjoying playing at the minute, and part-time coaching. So don't put me on that sort of pressure.